Hello students, today we will be taking up the next topic of matrices, which is transpose of a matrix. Now by transpose of a matrix, let's say we are given any matrix of order m by n. By transpose we mean another matrix which is obtained by interchanging the rows and columns of that matrix. So it means that the transpose of this, which is written as either a raised power t, or by simply a m by n and a dash on top of it, would be another matrix of order b, of order n by b. Okay, so I'm again repeating, transpose of a matrix is a matrix obtained by interchanging the rows and columns. So obviously if it's a matrix having m rows and n columns, the transpose will be another matrix having n rows and m columns. So we can denote it by either A transpose or A capital T or A dash. All these three mean the same. Okay, and so if A is a matrix of order m by n, A transpose would be a matrix of order n by m. So let's just quickly take a simple example. Suppose I have a matrix A as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a 2 by 3 matrix. So A transpose would be a 3 by 2 matrix, means we'll have 3 rows and 2 columns. So it will be, now the first row becomes the first column, that is 1, 2, 3. The second row becomes the second column, that is 4, 5, 6. So it's simply obtained by swapping the rows and columns or interchanging the rows and columns. Now let's quickly do the properties of transpose. So transpose, clearly, very easily you can say the first property is the transpose of the transpose is the matrix itself. As you can clearly see, A transpose is this. Now when we again solve the transpose of this, the first row becomes the first the first column becomes the first row, and the second column becomes the second row, which is back to A. The second property is, if you multiply each, if you do a scalar multiplication of A with K and then find its transpose, the result is the same as K times A transpose. That is, you get back a scalar multiplication of A transpose. Very obviously you can take, like for example, what we do is, like if I just take this only, if I do let me take 2 times A, what will it be? 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, 10, 12. Okay, now every element gets multiplied by 2. Now if I find the transpose of this, so 2A transpose will be transpose of this, which is 2, 4, 6, and then I have 8, 10, 12, and I can take, since I know that I can take 2 common from each of them, because I can write it as 2, or I can take 2 common. I am left with 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is nothing but 2 times the transpose of A. So basically the second property says that whether you first find the scalar multiplication and then the transpose, or you first find the transpose and then the scalar multiplication, result is the same. Same way we have the third property, which is A plus B whole transpose is A plus B whole transpose, and they are comparable also, because see, when you find A plus B, or let me take a very simple example. A is, suppose let me take it the same thing as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I'm adding 2 things, I have to have B also of the same order. So what do I get? A, B, C, D, E, F. I'm intentionally taking alphabets here so that you can clearly understand where are the elements going. So when you find A plus B, you will get 1 plus A, 2 plus B, 3 plus C, 4 plus D, 5 plus E, and 6 plus F. This is the matrix, and which when we find the transpose, we get 1 plus A, 4 plus D, 2 plus B, then 5 plus E, and 3 plus C, and 6 plus F, which is the same answer when obtained by finding the transpose separately and then adding. So what do we get? Now I get A transpose is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B transpose is A, B, C, D, E, F, and when I find A transpose plus B transpose, I'll get the corresponding elements get added, and I get 1 plus A, 4 plus D, 2 plus B, 5 plus E, 3 plus C, 6 plus F, which is again the same as this. So clearly we have this third property as A plus B is equal to A transpose plus A plus B whole transpose is equal to A transpose plus B transpose. And the same way the next property is A B whole transpose is B transpose A transpose. Now again, before doing this, we can just say A minus B, same way will be transpose would be equal to A transpose minus B transpose. Now we come to this one. This is a very important one. Though in A plus B and A minus B, the order remains the same, whether you are doing whether it is A plus B or A minus B, and then you find the transpose, or you do A transpose and B transpose, the order in which you are doing it remains the same, that is A transpose plus B transpose in the other one and A transpose minus B transpose here. But in case of product, if you just see something very important and to be kept in mind, again the value is the same, that when you first find the product and then the transpose, or you first find the transpose and then the product, result is the same but in the reverse order, which can be very easily seen that if you just simply find A transpose B transpose, they might not be even conformable for multiplication. Like for example, suppose A is a matrix which is 2 by 3 and B is a matrix which is let's say 3 by 1. So these are conformable. You will get an answer which is C, which is a 2 by 1 matrix. But if you find this one, the transpose of A will be a 3 by 2 matrix, and a transpose of B will be a 1 by 3 matrix. They are not even conformable, so not possible. And so for them to be able to be compared to A B transpose, we should at least have the reverse order. So if we have 1 by 3 into A transpose, which is 3 by 2, now they are conformable, and now you will get some answer D, which will be this is 1 by 3, you are getting 2 by 1 matrix. Okay, so this will be a 1 by 2 matrix, and then we can, C is 2 by 1, so clearly C transpose will be a matrix D, which is 1 by 2. Clearly we can compare them, and so this is a very important thing, that is AB transpose is equal to the product of the transposes but in the opposite direction or the reverse direction, which can be easily verified by taking some example. Now we come to another thing which is called as symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. Okay, now first we do symmetric matrices. A matrix is said to be symmetric. Let's take any. Now here we are dealing, whenever we are doing symmetric and skew symmetric matrices, we are dealing with only square matrices, and the reason we will see very soon. A square matrix A is said to be symmetric if and only if A transpose is equal to A. And the very fact that you are comparing the transposes to each other, it needs to be a square matrix, otherwise they are not even comparable. Okay, so this symmetric and skew symmetric matrix, it exists only, I mean you can define them only in case of a square matrix. So and in that case you should have, if A transpose is equal to A, we say that the matrices are symmetric. Now let me just take an example of a 3 by 3 matrix. So let A be a 3 by 3 matrix. So A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, 22, 23, A31, 32, 33, which is a square matrix of order 3. So if I find A transpose, what do I get? The first row becomes, it's again a 3 by 3 matrix. First row becomes the first column, A11, A12, A13. Second row becomes the second column, A21, A22, A23. And the third row becomes the third column, which is A31, A32, A33. If you compare these two, what do you observe? The elements in the principal diagonal remain at the same positions. They remain unaffected by this transpose. Okay, and what else do you observe? Here we have A12 and A21. Here their positions are swapped. A13, A31. This is A13 and A31. Similarly, A23, A32. A23 comes here and A32 comes here. So if you consider this as a mirror, suppose, so these positions are the mirror image positions. So you can say the elements in the principal diagonal remain the same, whereas the elements which are in the mirror image positions, they get swapped. So first point is, in case of a symmetric matrix, what do we have? Elements in the diagonal remain the same, and elements in the mirror image positions, considering diagonal as the mirror, get swapped. So this is the case when you find the transpose. That if you find, so in A and A transpose, we observe that the elements in the mirror image positions remain the same, whereas the elements in the elements in the mirror image positions, they get swapped, whereas elements in the diagonal remain the same. And so we will be saying, so thus for a matrix to be symmetric, now we have to see what are the conditions required for this. A transpose should be equal to A. It means, what do we have? I'll just simply write A transpose is what? A11, A12, A13, A21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33. This is the left hand side. This is A transpose. For it to be equal to A, what is A? A11, A12, 13, 21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33. What do we have? As we have already seen, these are already same, so we don't have to bother about this. We only have to be bothered about when will they be same? When Aij should be equal to Aji for all I not equal to j. See, the principal diagonal in any case remains the same. So the whenever Aj I is not equal to j means 2 and 1, it should be equal to 1 2. Aij should always be equal to Aji. So this is the criteria for a matrix to be symmetric. Now next we consider skew symmetric. A square matrix A, is said to be skew symmetric if and only if A transpose is equal to minus A. So this is the condition. Now when will be A transpose equal to minus A? So therefore condition, how do we find? Condition for skew symmetric, how do we find? The mirror elements in the mirror image position should be negative of each other. And now what do we have? What do we get for the elements in the diagonal position? Here they are equal. So each element should be equal to its negative. So how is it possible? So first case, what do we have? Whenever I is not equal to j, for all I not equal to j, Aij should be equal to Aji. The elements in the mirror image position should be negative of each other. And in the principal diagonal, that is whenever I equal to j, what should we have? The same element should be negative of itself, that is Aii should be negative of Aii, which gives us 2 times Aii equal to 0, which gives us Aii equal to 0. That is, every element in the principal diagonal should be 0. That is how do we write? First condition is this, and the second condition will be Aij equal to 0 for all I equal to j. That is, whenever the element belongs to the principal diagonal, every element in the principal diagonal is should be 0. So for example, now if I have to just write a symmetric matrix, I can simply write anything 1 2 3, and then the elements on either side should be same. So if I just write 0 minus 1 minus 2, suppose. So now here the mirror image position is, this should be 0, this should be minus 1, this should be minus 2. This is symmetric. Whereas if I have now here I should have, the first criteria is all the elements in the principal diagonal should be 0. Now elements in the mirror image position, which are this and this, they are negative of each other. So suppose I write here 1, here it will be minus 1. Suppose I write here minus 2, here it will be 2. Suppose I write here 4, here it will be minus 4. Now this is skew symmetric. So now you will be in a position to identify a symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. So you can try out all the questions which are there in the exercise 3.3. Now we come to a very important result of symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. It says that the first theorem is, theorem 1 says that for any square matrix A with real number entries, A plus, so if A is any square matrix, okay, then according to theorem 1 we have that A plus A transpose is always symmetric, while A minus A transpose is always skew symmetric. So let's just quickly prove it. Now suppose So what do? Let A plus A transpose be equal to B. So to prove that B transpose equal to B, because B is symmetric. So what do? Let's start. B transpose will be A plus A transpose whole transpose. Now applying the properties of transpose, what do we have? A transpose plus the transpose of this, which will be equal to A transpose plus A. But addition is commutative, so this is nothing but B, and so we have got B transpose equal to B. It implies that B is symmetric. Now same way, let A minus A transpose be another matrix C. So to prove that C transpose equal to minus C, so what we can do is we can write it as C transpose will be C minus C transpose, A minus A transpose whole transpose will be equal to, again applying properties of transpose, A transpose minus transpose of this, A transpose minus A, which can be written as, you take A minus common, A minus A transpose, which is minus C. So we have got C transpose is minus C. It implies that C is Q symmetric. Now let's quickly do the next theorem, which says that if a square matrix given any square matrix A, it can be expressed as sum of two matrices B and C, or let me write it as P and Q, where P is symmetric and Q is Q symmetric. Okay, so what are we required to prove? That given any square matrix A, we can write it as a sum of one skew symmetric and one symmetric matrix. So now proof. So we know that given any matrix A, we can write as A plus A transpose plus A minus A transpose. Can we write it like this? We have added A transpose, we have subtracted, but what happens is A transpose gets cancelled, you are left with 2A. So obviously you have to make it half. So it means A can be written as half of A plus A transpose and plus half of A minus A transpose. Going by the previous abbreviation, we can write it as half of B plus half of C. But we know that B is symmetric and C is skew symmetric. We have just proved it. Okay. Also we know that K times A or K times any matrix, okay, if you find its transpose, it is K times the transpose of that. So it means that if you do a scalar multiplication, so what do we see? That it means that a scalar multiplication of any skew or a skew symmetric matrix remains skew symmetric, while scalar multiplication of any symmetric matrix remains symmetric. Okay, so clearly we have seen that A is equal to half of, we have seen half of A plus A transpose plus half of A minus A transpose, which is half of B plus half of C, which is the it means that A is a sum of a symmetric plus a skew symmetric. This is a symmetric and this is a skew symmetric matrix, hence proved. And since A was any general matrix, we can do it for all. So we can just prove it for any matrix that way. So let me just take a simple example. I'm just taking a 2 by 2 matrix to show it, and then the same thing can be done using for a 3 by 3 also. So just let's say for example we have to show, or the question would be express A equal to 1 5 minus 1 2 as the sum of a symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix. Suppose a question is like this. So what will we write? So let A equal to P plus Q, where P is half of A plus A transpose and Q is half of A minus A transpose. That is, we have written what? Half of A plus A transpose plus half of A minus A transpose. So the only thing is that we have to find the value of P and Q, cross check it, and then prove that we know that P is symmetric and Q is skew symmetric. So we will just write, so we are going to write A in the form of P and Q. So how do we write? First of all, given A is 1 5 minus 1 2, so clearly A transpose will be 1 5 minus 1 2. Now P is half of A plus A transpose, so we just add these two. What do we get? 1 plus 1 is 2, 5 plus minus 1 is 4, minus 1 plus 5 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. So we have got P as this, which can be written as 1 2 2 2, taking this half inside. Similarly, Q will be equal to half of A minus A transpose. So what will I have? 1 minus 1 is 0, 5 minus minus 1 is 6, 5 plus 1, which is 6. Then we have minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6, 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have got this. Making it half, we get 0, 3 minus 3, 0. So therefore P plus Q will be equal to what? We have 2, this plus 0, 3 minus 3, 0. Let's add and see what we get. 1 plus 0 is 1, this is 5, this is minus 1, this is 2. And if you just see, which is what we started with, which is nothing but A. And so we have managed to write A as a sum of 1 2 this, and A is this plus 0 3 minus 3 0, which is clearly it is symmetric, and this is skew symmetric. We can check it. How do we check it? Here in the main diagonal you have non-zeroed elements, and for I not equal to j the elements are same. Principal diagonal elements are 0, and for the mirror image positions they are negative of each other. So clearly we have managed to write A as a sum of symmetric and a skew symmetric matrix, and hence proved. So you can get this kind of questions on this topic. Thank you, boys.